In this video, we are going to learn about implementation of linked list. So to create a node, okay, so linked list contains two parts, data, one is the data part and one is your address of the next node. Okay, so here we have two parts in linked list. One is your data and next is your next node where it stores the address of the another node. For example, you have int a. Integer is a data type. My variable is a. I have another pointer variable asterisk p. Now what will happen in the memory? It will allocate memory for a. It will allocate memory for p. So in A, I can store only integer value. What can I store in pointer variable? I can store only the address of another variable. I can store as P is equal to ampersand A. What will happen? Address of A will be stored in P. So what is my pointer variable? Address of another variable. So I can store, for example, in A I have 100. In P I'll be having 100. So in A, for example, integer value is 5. So in P, what will be address of A? So what is my address of A? 100 will be stored. So what is a pointer variable? Basically, it will store the address of another variable. Likewise, in linked list we have two parts. One is your data part and another one is your next link part. What is this next denotes? The next is your it will store the address of another node. If you have another node here, this address will be stored here. You can store any address of node. Okay, so another node you are going to store. So you can't use the same integer data type. So you have to use a user defined data type. You don't have a particular data type for two parts, because in linked list altogether you have, for example, this is an integer linked list, means this will carry 4 bytes for this will carry 4 bytes. So it will be having 8 bytes of memory will be allocated for one single node. So to store the address of another node, you have to use a structure. You have to use structure concept. So struct is my keyword. My structure name I'm giving as node. Inside that I have two parts. One is your data part and another is your link part. Here I have given as next. You can give as link. You can give anything. Okay, so here I have given next. So this itself is a user defined data type. So data type pointer asterisk pointer variable. So this is my data type asterisk pointer variable where I am going to store the address of another node. So this is my node. So I am using a self-referential structure here. So hope you understood how to create a node. So here the pointer variable is data type. What is my data type here? Struct node is my data type. Pointer, for pointer I'm giving here asterisk and the pointer variable is my next. So this will store the address of another node. So how to create a node in a linked list? The basic concept to create linked list is using this structure. Okay, so now we have created a node. We have not created a node, just we have learned how using structure to create a node, but we have not created the node dynamically in memory. Okay, so now how to create the node dynamically in memory? What is the syntax of creating memory dynamically? Is using the malloc calloc function. So now here we are going to use malloc function. What is malloc function? To store a block of a particular size. Okay, particular size we are going to store, or particular size we are going to allocate using dynamically. So using malloc function, what is general syntax of malloc function? Malloc, okay, and you're going to give size of that particular data type. Now what the malloc function will return? It will return a void pointer. It will return, normally it will return a generic pointer. But if you are going to use any data type here, you have to typecast, because malloc will always return a void pointer only. So if you are using any data type here, for example, if I'm using integer, I cannot return a void pointer. I should typecast to integer, right? So I can give here as int. I have to typecast. So in bracket I have to put as int asterisk malloc size of integer data type. So what data type here I am using, that you have to typecast. Why I am typecasting the malloc function is always malloc will return void pointer. It returns always generic pointer. So If I'm using a data type integer, I have to typecast using integer. If I'm using a float data type, I have to typecast for float. So for this node, I want to allocate this node dynamically. So how to do that? I have to typecast this data type. So how to write the malloc function? Malloc open bracket size of, what is my data type? Struct node, and I have to typecast this data type. So I'm giving a struct node asterisk. Hope you get this line. Okay, so this will dynamically allocate memory. So data type of struct node, what it contains? Data part and next part. So it will allocate dynamically the two parts. So hope you understood how to create the linked list dynamically. So in this video, we learned how to create the node dynamically using malloc function, and how to create basically using the structure for creating the two parts of linked list.